Well, it's Thursday, and that means it's time to dive into this week's health reports and find out which Lubbock restaurants are keeping clean and which ones need to clean up.
KCBD News Channel 11's Christy Harden joins us with this serving of food for thought. Christy.
Karen and Abner, nearly 50 food establishments got a surprise visit from health inspectors this week. Less than half a dozen got a perfect score. We'll tell you who those are in just a moment. But first, we start with this week's low performers.
Donut Depot at 3612 34th had 19 violations. Sausage, hot dogs, and eggs were all above the safe cold temperature of 41 degrees. Unpackaged, exposed hot dogs were stored in a grocery bag in the reach-in cooler. Raw and cracked eggs were stored above uncovered containers of cooked sausage and potatoes. Raw chorizo was stored above ready-to-eat salsa. Cleaning chemicals were stored next to food items. There was no hand soap at a hand sink. Containers of butter, ice cream, and milk were used as food storage containers. A bulk container of a white substance was not labeled. The front and back hand sinks did not have the proper plumbing hoses. Shelves were lined with an absorbent material. They must have a non-absorbent surface. Light was visible from the bottom corner of the back doors. Doors and windows must shut properly to protect from insects. Unwrapped single-use cups were stored under a vent with heavy dust accumulation. There was heavy ice accumulating in both reach-in freezers. Light fixtures in the kitchen did not have covers. The inspector notes, due to the number and the nature of the violations, management did not demonstrate knowledge of foodborne disease prevention. According to the inspection, most of the violations were corrected while the inspector was there, but the facility was also issued a reinspection fee. Kobe Japanese Steakhouse and Sushi Bar at 6810 Milwaukee had 22 violations. Ready-to-eat cucumber slices had an unidentified growth on them. Raw eggs were stored above ready-to-eat butter. Raw beef was stored above ready-to-eat crab. The dish machine was not sanitizing, and there were no sanitizing testing strips available. The soda nozzles had an accumulation of black slime. Liquid detergent was stored above ready-to-eat sauces. Hydrogen peroxide was stored above the prep cooler. The closet floor was lined with cardboard. Plates were chipped. They must be kept in good repair. Fly strips with dead flies on them were hanging in the kitchen. Employees were drinking from uncovered containers. The handle of a scoop was stored in uncooked rice. The scoop for cooked rice was stored in standing water that was only 71 degrees. It must be at least 135 degrees. Single-use containers were used to store ready-to-eat food and seasonings. A single-use item was used as a scoop and stored in soy sauce. Hibachi carts were soiled with an accumulation of dirt, food residue, and other debris. Personal food was stored on a shelf above a prep table and above ready-to-eat vegetables in the walk-in cooler. A personal charging cord was stored on the shelf above rice cookers. The report shows most of the violations were corrected at the time of the inspection. Now to the good news. Here's a look at our top performers, including several food trucks. The grocery, produce, and bar inside United Supermarkets at 6313 4th Street, Little Red Box, Rolling Cones, Benavides Smokehouse, and Friends Barbecue.
For a complete look at all this week's health inspection scores, just go on over to our website at kcbd.com and click on Food for Thought. Karen and Abner, back to you.
Thank you, Christy.